Plowed over me like a tractor, and you use me up and put me out to pasture. Well, I'm left to eat your dust. Yes, you're thinking that we must be done. And you said you got my back.
Hey, it's 2:04. You are listening to The House with Craig and Mitch here on a Little Big Town Thursday. We call it Little Big Town Thursday because we have got Phillip Sweet from Little Big Town. That's Johnny's little brother, by the way, Phillip Sweet. He's on line one. We're going to get to Phillip in just a minute. First of all, we got to pay a bill or two. Mitchell?
This segment with Phillip is brought to you by Jiffy Printing. For all of your printing needs, think of Jiffy. It's fast, it's convenient, done in a Jiffy. 933-0500.
Well, let's go straight to the phones because on line one, we have got from Little Big Town by way of Jonesboro, by way of Arkansas State, by way of Cherokee Village, by way of Highland High School. It's Phillip Sweet. Phillip, welcome to the house.
Thank you so much, man. Thanks for having me. Yeah, that was pretty far back in the genealogy there.
That's right, man. Yeah, we go way back. We're big Phillip Sweet historians here, Phil. So we know a little bit about you, man. Hey.
Yeah, I used to be there. I worked in radio there in Jonesboro, and used to have me read. You used to listen to me read school lunch menus.
Man,
on the AM radio.
I remember that like it was yesterday. The great Phil Stevens, Phillip Sweet, before he was in Little Big Town, he was Phil Stevens on KNEA. And as I was driving over to Memphis every morning, I would listen to you read the school lunch menus. And hey, Phil, before I get you off of here, I want you to read a school lunch menu for me just for old time's sake. Would that be a cool deal?
That'd be perfect, man. That's for you.
That's cool, man. Hey, first of all, tell us how you're doing in Nashville. How's your wife, Rebecca? And how is your little baby girl, Penelope?
Man, everything's great. We're doing good, and they come out on the road with me quite a bit. So we just got off the country throwdown tour. That was a blast to do. It was with Montgomery Gentry and Jamie Johnson and Eric Church and Jack Ingram and a bunch of artists. Like, music all day long. So that was just a wild ride. And now we're kind of doing some headline shows, and then we hook up with Sugarland here coming up in about a month.
Man, that is awesome. And your little girl's name is Penelope, right?
we call her Penelope, but
okay.
Go ahead, do whatever works for you there.
That's right. Hey, man, tell us, this is a sports talk station, Phil. I don't know if I've told you that or not, but I'm working at a sports talk station here, FM Sports Talk in Jonesboro.
Totally know.
Yes, sir.
I suppose you do, man, the infamous Craig Miller.
Yeah, I guarantee you, we go way back together, don't we, buddy?
Yeah, man.
No doubt about it. Hey, I know you played some ball at Highland, and I know you went to school at Arkansas State. What do you most remember about your time at Arkansas State University?
Wow. I remember how hard it was to find a parking spot for class.
Yes.
It's growing so fast, man. And but I have great memories of mostly good times and a lot of music. Actually, most people don't know that the famous Craig Miller can also throw down on bass guitar.
Yeah. I don't know if you call it throwing down, but that's, you were talking about the parking, and what is it? Your brother-in-law is in charge of the parking out at ASU.
He really is. And Phillip's brother is Johnny Sweet, and Johnny called in today, Phillip, and he demanded that I introduce you as Phillip Sweet, Johnny's little brother.
Well, he kind of has a, him and his posse that he walks around with, he kind of has he's a bit of a diva like that. So, he kind of has, everywhere I go, he kind of has to do that, call ahead, and make sure that people know.
Yes. Yes, Johnny Sweet is definitely a diva. Everybody around here knows that. We're talking with Phillip Sweet from Little Big Town. Hey, Phillip, I know you're there in Nashville, and you're kind of a big deal, part of Little Big Town and everything. But how often do music journalists in Nashville ask you about your old local band, PRI?
And that question never comes up, and it's pretty amazing. I thought for sure, we were pretty well known, but come to find out that not a soul in the world actually knows we ever played music.
That is crazy. Where are these people been?
I know we were the myth, the legend, in our own minds, but honestly, I may have one person bring it up.
One person, and that would be like me or Doug Pierce, right?
Yeah, actually, it was one of you guys.
Yeah. Well, I got to admit, one of the proudest moments of my life, Phillip, was watching you at the Convocation Center. It was the 20th anniversary of the Convocation Center. Little Big Town was on stage, and you looked out to me and Doug, you pointed at us, and you screamed out, PRI! And that shout out meant the world to me, man.
Well, I know, even though most people don't, remember, and we barely remember, but at least we had a moment there. That was one for the ages.
No doubt about it. Well, I promise you this, there was a lot of youth rallies, a lot of church camps, a lot of nursing homes that got to hear people, and you can bet they were big fans. Man,
they were, at least that's what we thought.
That's right. In our own minds, we were great. Hey, I've seen y'all in concert now 3 times, Phillip, Little Big Town, including the couple of times at the Convocation Center. What's it like going to school at Arkansas State University, being a student in the music department there, and then coming back and headlining shows and being on the big stage at the Convo?
All joking aside, it was pretty, surreal.
Mm-hmm.
It was, it's interesting, you I went to concerts there, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And saw other people play there, and to be able to come back and headline that place, play a show and have everybody, you feel all that love and support, and it feels really good. I have to say, it was a good memory for me, and I hope to come back and do it again.
Well, definitely. I want you to know how proud I was of you, man, and I'm very proud of your success. And I want to play a little game with you right now, if that's possible. It's a game called What's He Like? Because, Phillip, I consider you a friend, and as one of my friends, you met some very famous people, and I want to know what they're like. So I'm gonna call out a name, and you tell me what that person is like. Is that cool?
Yeah, and so what you're looking for here is basically just an overall kind of nutshell vibe of this person.
Yeah. What I'm really looking for is the dirt. I want you to dish the dirt on these people. I call them out. I want you to tell me the dirtiest secrets that you know about them.
I'll give you the dirt without as far as I can go without getting killed.
That's good. No, man, just tell us what you think about these people that you have played music with, opened up for. They've opened up for you. You've hung out with. Let's start with one of my favorites. As a matter of fact, this guy, he played the first concert ever at the Arkansas State University Convocation Center. I'm talking about George Strait.
Yeah. Oh man. The guy is a class act, but I tell you, he's the only guy that I know that just turn his head and people go crazy. He don't have to even move a muscle. He just turns his head and they lose their minds. But what I can tell you about George Strait is he is a big red wine drinker. He loves him some red wine.
Is that right? But
and he can do some mean karaoke.
I can imagine that. I bet he could.
We had a community party with George at the end of the tour, and he got up and he was bringing home the classics, man. It was great. He was doing fine karaoke.
That's cool. He wasn't singing just George Strait songs either, was he?
No, it was all the other stuff. He was reaching back in the vault, man. He was throwing down on some karaoke, man.
Man, that's awesome. I'm a huge fan of George Strait. What about this guy? What about Keith Urban?
Let's see what's some dirt on Keith Urban. Gosh, man. How about he's awesome on the guitar and sings great, and all the girls like go crazy for him. So he's one of those guys that actually does have everything going for him.
Yeah.
It's hard to find a flaw. I'm thinking I don't find one.
Well, I tell you what, man, you don't worry about dishing any dirt, 'cause I know that's not the kind of guy you are, Phillip. I was just kidding around about that. But Keith Urban, the guy's got everything. If he just
believe it, dirt, I'll tell you.
Okay, that's fine, man. If he could just find a pretty wife, I think Keith Urban would he'd have it made.
Yeah, I think that's the one area where he's really lacking.
All right, how about this guy, John Cougar Mellencamp?
Oh yeah, I got something. This guy, great guy, by the way.
Yeah.
And super cool, and we sing on his records and stuff. But I have to tell you, the whole time we were on tour with him, this is before we actually, did sing on his records and stuff. He didn't talk to us the whole tour.
Really?
I had to go up and introduce myself. He barely said 2 words, but we were singing with him on the encore every night, and but it was just one of those things that he was totally like Mr. Rockstar.
Wow.
But then after that, after we got to meet him at his studio, he like totally opened up. It's totally cool. But it's like, he plays that up a little bit. He carries that rock and roll attitude around, which is, that's what makes him Johnny Mellencamp.
I guess so, man. Well, I'll say this about you and the other 3 folks in Little Big Town. Thanks to your kindness, I got to go backstage at a concert down in Mississippi and hang out with y'all. And y'all were totally classy, totally kind, just as friendly as you can be. Definitely did not act like big-time rock stars.
Well, thank you, man. That was weird. I actually thought you got backstage by flashing a security guard, but I heard.
Well, you weren't supposed to say that, Phillip.
Oh, sorry, man.
That's all right, man. One more name in this little game called What's He Like? I'm a huge fan of this guy. I know you got to meet him. Conan O'Brien.
He's
Awesome.
super cool. Yeah, he's funny off camera and on camera. And one thing most people don't know about Conan is he is really a very talented guitar player.
Yeah. Wow.
He does plays a lot of rockabilly and stuff like that. But he loves to talk music. So every time he has a musical artist on his show, which now he doesn't have a show at the moment, but when he had us on his in New York, and he loved to come over and talk about the guitars and who was playing. So he's a real big music buff.
Cool, man. Cool. Well, I'm on Team Coco for sure, man. Hey, Phillip, small town kid from Cherokee Village, Arkansas. What has been your biggest thrill so far?
Man, all that great stuff. We get to meet great people and play, music. But I think I'm not trying to sound cliche, but I mean, the biggest deal for me was having my sweet daughter Penelope, and 2.5 years ago, she's awesome, and she makes everything great in life, and so that's the best thing I've ever done.
Now, is that better than singing at the White House for the president?
Yeah, actually it is.
Is that better than singing the national anthem at the World Series?
Oh yeah.
Wow, well, you've done some stuff, man, and sweet little Penelope is the biggest thrill so far. Hey, tell us about the new song, and when is your new CD coming out?
Thank you, man. We got our single out right now called Little White Church, and it's racing up the charts. They're like 15 or something on the radio charts. And the album actually is called The Reason Why. It comes out August 24th. So people mark their calendars and check us out. We'll be doing, we'll be teasing different songs off the new album, kind of coming up towards August 24th on iTunes. People can check out a new song every week leading up to the record release. So, we're excited about sharing new music. It's been a couple years since we've been in to make a studio record, and we got to really take our time and make the record of our lives. We just really poured everything we had into it, and so I'm excited, man.
Man,
it's fun to play it.
I absolutely love the new single. I cannot wait for the new CD. Phillip, I'm very proud. I'm proud to call you my friend, and I'm very proud of your success, man.
Thanks, man. Thanks for making a Little Big Town Day just for me, man. That makes me feel special, buddy.
You bet. And before we let you go, I want to hear a lunch menu just for old time's sake. As Phil Stevens, NEA's most famous DJ ever, Phil Stevens reading a lunch menu. Can you tell me what Nettleton's going to be eating tomorrow?
I can if you can tell me what they're eating tomorrow.
Maybe like hamburgers and some chili dogs, sloppy
We're
joes.
we're making up what they're having for lunch tomorrow, right?
Yeah, say just sloppy joes, peach halves, and milk.
I got something for you. Here we go. Let's see. And for Nettleton High School, today's lunch menu, it goes like this. We got a cheeseburger with french fries, and we got also Grandma's famous baked beans, and a little coleslaw, along with some free Diet Coke for everybody. That's what they'll be having for lunch. I'm Phil Stevens.
That brings back some great memories, man. Hey, Phillip.
That was a cheap version. I know it didn't quite live up to all the hype, but
Oh, it lived up to every bit of the hype, dude. It's been great talking to you, my friend. Hey, do me a favor. I know y'all are gonna be back at the Convocation Center sometime soon, and I know you're busy, man, and everything. But let's do our best to get together. Maybe we can have y'all in studio, and you can publicize the concert that way. We would love to do that. You think we might be able to make that happen?
dude, thank you so much. Any way I can help you, and it helps me too. So I love it. I'm so happy for you guys, man. Y'all look sound like you're having a good time down there.
Yeah, we certainly are, Phillip. Really are, man. We thank you for being a part of the show today. Give Rebecca and Penelope our best.
I will, man.
All right. Hey, thanks a lot, Phillip. Phillip Sweet. You got it, man. Phillip Sweet. I think I talked over him about half the interview, which is not too bad.
No, he's a local boy that done good.
No doubt. This is Little Big Town's